I'm ready. I'm ready. So, what I want to do is review assessment type questions that you guys will experience. And when I review these, I will review these in a conceptual manner. So, let's start with standard 7.RP.1. And we're at Mr. Smith's Italian restaurant. Okay. Mr. Smith's Italian restaurant makes a house dressing for its salads. Below is how the ingredients are mixed. 1/3 of the mixture is oil. 1/4 of the mixture is orange juice. 1/4 of the mixture is lime juice. 1/6 of the mixture is balsamic vinegar. When the ingredients are mixed in the same ratio as shown above, every batch of dressing tastes the same. Study the measurement for each batch in the table. Fill in the blanks so that every batch will taste the same. What I do want to say is you can easily get confused about what they mean. And when you feel that confusion, you got to slow down. So, with number one, we're at Mrs. Smith's Italian restaurant. That's not important information that's going to help us solve the problem. They give us the numbers. That's fine. Not too important. Now, this paragraph right here is what's going to tell you how to solve the problem. In order for everything to taste the same, everything must be mixed in the same ratio as shown above. This means that we're going to work with complex fractions. You do not have to do this step, but I'm going to do this step in a different color to show you how we got batch number one. In order to get the answers that we need, we have to look at the ingredients that have the one, because that's going to tell us what to divide by. And I want you to notice something. When we look at the data given, 1/4 is the quantity for both orange juice and lime juice. So that means these two will be the same. These two will be the same as the two ones were the same. With that logic, I can already give you what's going to be the answer for here without doing any math. And then I'm going to turn around and prove it. Let me see if I can write that a bit smaller. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's do the math for batch number one. And I'm going to do this in dark blue. Ooh. Whenever I do a PDF, I can't write on the side. Now I learned that. So what I'm going to do is kind of do it one by one. Since lime juice and orange juice have the 1/4, I'm going to do 1/3 for the oil divided by 1/4. Now, for a problem like this, what I'm going to do is multiply in the form of an x. So I got 4 times 1, that's 4. 3 times 1, that's 3. So I go from 1 to the 4 and the 1 to the 3, as if I just drew an x. This means that my oil is going to be 4/3. And then I have the 1/6 divided by 1/4. 4 times 1, same x fashion. 4. 6 times 1, 6. Since both 4 and 6 are even, I'm going to do 2/3. I'm dividing in half. Young people, I don't recommend this practice of erasing, but this is the best I can do with the software. So please make sure you pause up to here or pause at certain parts while I was solving a problem. Let me erase. Okay, now we're on batch number 2. Since balsamic vinegar has the 1, I'm going to go ahead and erase this as well. Since balsamic vinegar has the 1, what I'm going to do is focus on the 1,6. Okay, everything gets divided by 1/6. So I'm gonna start with this. 1/3 divided by 1/6. 6 times 1 is 6. 3 times 1, 3. Again, we're following this X pattern. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now, we got to work with the 1/4. We got 1/4 divided by 6. Oops. I meant to say 1/6. Got a little ahead of myself. 6 times 1, 6. Again, that same X pattern. 4 times 1, 4. Since both 6 and 4 are even, half of 6 is 3. Half of 4 is 2. Again, we already knew based on the pattern that this one with batch 3, since the lime juice is 3/4, that the orange juice have to be 3/4 because they have the same beginning quantity, which is the 1/4, that you see here. And notice these math problems are very predictable. We had to start off by dividing by 1/4 for batch 1. Then we had to divide by 1/6 for batch 2. Now we're going to divide by 1/3 for batch 3. Understand that you're not repeating the numbers you have to divide by twice. Understand that the shortcut way is I could just only divide once. And let me do that. Since now we're dividing by, and I'm going to erase all of this. Now we're at the part of the video where we're going to divide by 1/3. So I'm going to have 1/3 divided by, I'm going to have 1/6 divided by 1/3. The number that I select now is the number I divide by. Had to correct myself right there. All right. We got 6. We got 1 times 3. That's 3. Again, making our X. Then I have 1 times 6. That's going to be 6. Since both 3 and 6 are divisible by 3, what's going to happen? I'm going to get 1/2. Technically, since the instructions did not say simplify, good thing is you don't really have to simplify because the instructions did not say that. But I want you guys to get used to simplification. Now it's time for me to prove why I got 3/4 for the lime juice and the orange juice. The reason why I got 3/4 is I'm going to have 1/4 divided by 1/3. Again, 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 1 is 4. And that's how I get 3/4. And there's no sense in me doing it twice because they both orange juice, and lime juice both start off with 1/4. So that's how you solve this problem. These are the steps you need to go through. Again, I want you to understand that I added more to it because I was teaching it. When you solve, it's a little bit different. It's up to you to figure out what you need to solve this problem. You may have a different way to solve it that may go beyond what I do and may be more efficient for you. As long as you show the understanding that, okay, for the first batch, since the lime juice and the orange juice have the one in the table, I'm going to divide every other ratio by the ratio for orange juice, lime juice. For the second batch, dividing every ratio by the one for balsamic vinegar because balsamic has the one. And then finally, for batch 3, I'm going to divide every I'm going to divide every ratio by 1/3 because oil has the one on batch 3. So look at the number that has the one. Okay. We have a pizza that's divided into 16 slices. Elizabeth eats 1/8 of the pizza in 10 minutes. Okay. At this rate, how many pieces can she eat in an hour? The good thing about this, with the way this problem is set up, I can kind of go from left to right with the numbers when it comes to solving. And I'm going to start by focusing on the first ratio. I'm going to focus on the first question. I'm going to answer this first. Okay. Now, we have 16 pizza slices times 1/8. Unlike dividing fraction, multiplying fractions, I multiply straight across. 16 times 1, 16. 8 times 1, 8. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Okay? That means she can eat 2 slices in 10 minutes. Okay, now we want to know. And I'm going to put 2 slices. So since we have 2 slices, for every 10 minutes, we want to know how many slices she can eat in an hour. Understand there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Cross out the minutes because we have a top and bottom. Cross out the zeros. So this means we have 12 slices per hour. Okay? This is our first answer, or the answer to the first question. Now let's move on to the next question. How long will it take her to eat an entire pizza? We have to divide. We know that a pizza has 16 slices. Then we want to figure out the time. Whenever we figure out the time in this type of situation, and we have time as a denominator, we divide. So what's going to happen is, since the slices are on the same part of the fraction at the numerator, I'm just going to cancel them out. So I'll be left with hours. This is going to leave me with 16 times 1, 16. 12 times 1 technically is 12 times 1. Or since we got 12 at the end, we can put 16 over 12. Both 16 and 12 are divisible by 4. That'll leave me with 4/3. And since the only unit I have left is hour, I'm just going to put hour. Again, we got 4/3 of an hour. That's the answer to the second question. In other words, for this math problem, we have 2 answers. And if I wanted to get fancy with it, since I know that 4/3 is equal to 1.3 repeating, so 1 1/3 of an hour, this will be, and I know that a third of an hour is 20 minutes, the real answer will be 1 hour, 20 minutes.